Is Steph Curry the true MVP of the NBA, or is LeBron James a better candidate? Now, I would argue that LeBron James is a better candidate for MVP, and he has been ever since his emergence in that. It was probably about 2, 3 years into his career when he went to the NBA Finals. Ever since then, he's been the most valuable player, and it hasn't changed. Now, before you start screaming at me, hear me out here because Steph Curry, he's an amazing player. I'm not going to discount that. He's done things that nobody else has been able to do. If you look at his 3-point shooting percentage during the regular season last season, it was sick. I mean, he was shooting like 47% from the 3-point line or something insane like that. And that's something nobody's ever done. He's pulling up from half court, hitting shots in people's faces. I mean, it's insane. But at the same time, in order to be the MVP, you actually have to play defense. Because when you're playing basketball, it does not matter how many points you score if you give up just as many points, if not more points. So if you go out and you score 30 points but you give up 40, then that's minus 10, and it doesn't really matter that you scored 30 points because you just gave up 40 points. And so that's my big beef with Steph Curry, because what happened in the NBA Finals was embarrassing. Kyrie Irving took Steph Curry and showed him how to play basketball. He completely destroyed Steph Curry. Steph Curry could not stay in front of him. He couldn't block his shots. He was just getting destroyed and outscored by Kyrie Irving. And so if Kyrie Irving is sitting there destroying Steph Curry, I would argue then that Kyrie Irving is a better candidate for MVP when he's completely destroying this guy who is called Steph Curry, supposed to be the MVP. Now, if you look at LeBron James is an elite level defender because LeBron James shuts people down. He's a lockdown defender. He can guard any position and shut people down. And not only does he score points, but he's very, very good at rebounding the basketball, getting people assists, and he pretty much runs the offense when Kyrie Irving doesn't have the ball. So I have a really hard time understanding how Steph Curry is ahead of LeBron James in the MVP voting. I think it's more about a popularity contest than doing. I don't think they want to get kind of boring if you just voted in the same person every single season. But let's face it, LeBron James, he's a better player than Steph Curry. Now, the reason I say that as well is you have to look at a player's impact on a team. So with Steph Curry, if he were to leave the Warriors, okay, it would not completely destroy the team. They would still win a lot of games. They'd still make the playoffs, and they'd still be competitive because they have Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. They got Kevin Durant now, obviously, but they've got a good, solid core of players that are really, really good. If the Cavaliers lost LeBron James, they would go back to being a terrible team. Excuse me here. The LeBron James, he's the X factor for the Cavaliers. Now you have Kyrie Irving, he's obviously the other X factor on that team, but LeBron James, in terms of the value that he adds to the Cavaliers, it's unparalleled. You look at LeBron James, wherever he has gone in the NBA, they've been competitive for championships. It doesn't matter if it was the Cavaliers, it doesn't matter if it was the Miami Heat. Wherever he goes, he makes teams into championship teams. Now, if Steph Curry went to some team that wasn't very good, let's just throw him on some other random team, would they be a title contender? I don't think so, because he's not a lockdown defender. He's not the dominant in the ways that LeBron James is, and so I have a hard time understanding why he is a better MVP candidate than LeBron James. Now, here's the thing: if you look at Michael Jordan, who is probably arguably the greatest player ever. You look at Michael Jordan, you look at guys, even from this decade that have been MVPs. Kobe Bryant, guys like Kevin Garnett, he was the MVP one year. You look at Tim Duncan, who just retired, probably the greatest power forward ever in the history of the game of basketball. And the reason why these guys were so good is because they played defense. Now, Michael Jordan, he was the best perimeter defender. Him and Scottie Pippen were the top two perimeter defenders in the NBA when Michael Jordan was playing. And so not only was he putting up 45 points a game, but he could take some player who was maybe averaging 30 a game or just completely dominating and put him down to 20 points a game or shut him down and keep him under wraps. And so that's why Michael Jordan was so, so good. Same thing with Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was an elite level defender. And that's why Kobe Bryant was one of the best players in the world during his prime, because he not only would he go out and put up 30 points a game, 40 points, sometimes 50 points a night, but he would lock down whoever he was defending. And so if the other team had some guard or shooting guard or even a small forward that was destroying them and beating them up on the perimeter, you'd put Kobe Bryant on them and he could shut them down. Now, here's the thing with Steph Curry. Steph Curry, he's not a great defender. Now, offensively, he is very difficult to guard, but he's not a great defender. And so, because of that, I would have to say that I don't think he is as valuable as LeBron James. And that goes with James Harden as well. James Harden, he's a great player, great offensive player, but in terms of defense, he's not the best defender in the world. And so, in order to be an MVP candidate, you got to look at both sides of the court, who's playing offense and who's playing defense as well. And it's because, it's all about this plus minus concept. If you are giving up more points than you're scoring, you can't be the MVP. So I will digress. I think LeBron James is a better candidate for MVP than Steph Curry. Feel free to leave in the comments if you disagree with me. I just think, if you don't play defense very good, you cannot be the most valuable player in the NBA.